Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan Battle video. So we're done. We got Broly all rainbowed, all good to go. Funny enough, it was, well, I guess I'm rainbowing him right now, but I had already filled in his potential system when, like, we got info that we are going to be getting a new event soon, which is going to have exclusive equips for Gogeta and Broly, but I feel good about this. I feel like we're going to have a decent chance for Broly to get the Hidden Potential System additional. When a character does as many additionals as Broly does, we probably don't need to go way over, like 12 to 15. We're going to get it pretty common. Broly transformed is not going to need crit help, but he could definitely do a lot more damage in base if we have some crit. And then obviously dodge. We just know how supremely good that is, right? So I like this, giving Broly a chance to pretty much do everything. I think should work pretty effectively. I do think Broly is a character. I think you could probably make a good case that most abilities could be pretty good for him. I do think raw defense could be good. I think raw attack equips could be good. You know, way more dodge obviously could be good. Could I get down with like full crit? Maybe if Broly didn't have crit transformed, maybe. I just always feel like full crit is just never the way to go. But I felt like getting him a little bit of crit in here was solid. I like this 12, 11, 20. This should do us well when using Broly in a lot of these tough fights. So let's just go ahead and jump in. Let's see what Rainbow Link level 10 full power Dokkan Fest LR Super Saiyan Broly looks like. Alright guys, we are here in an event. So Broly, I'm not super sure how much I like Broly compared to other people. Again, there's, like, I feel like I've really fully cracked the code and unlocked what it is versus how, like, I view a lot of stuff versus how other people do. And it's just simply a matter of, like, people will see Broly, and they'll say he's number one. Now, I mean, I very well could have Broly number one when I do the tier list, right? So keep that in mind. But when they, in their mind's eye, picture, like, they'll, you know, say, yes, Broly is number one. They're going to be talking about transformed Broly, right? Doing, you know, 50, 20+ million attack stats. And, you know, he's got his domain up where he's supporting, giving extreme class key, right? Like, he's doing a lot of that stuff. But for me, it's like I still see most of these fights as being within the first couple of turns. So it's like Broly, like, when he's the best unit in the game is not really when a lot of these fights are really, like, breaking off, right? Like, you do still need to be very good at the start. Now, the thing is that Broly is good at the start. Both him and Gogeta are, right? Like, no matter what, he's still going to be able to help us early on. But I'm not sure if what Broly does the first several turns is enough for me to put him at 1. Because the thing about Broly here, so this is the friend Broly. We'll just use this essentially as the showcase one since this is the Broly that's on turn 1. You guys already know what I'm going to get into. The number one thing I hate about both Gogeta and Broly. Gogeta has it much better than Broly, though. And that's, so Broly could transform on turn 5, but it's not turn 5, it's his 5th turn, right? So if you don't get Broly within the first rotation, you are not going to be able to transform Broly before turn 5, right? If you get him the first turn, it's turn 5. Get him turn 2, it's turn 6. If you get him in slot 7, which unfortunately we did get a Broly in slot 7, he's not going to be able to transform until turn 7, right? Which is really bad. Especially because if we're running teams and we have Broly, we have Gogeta, you guys know what's going to happen. We are going to be blasting these fights. We are not going to be lasting until turn 7 in most of these fights. It's going to be very common where we're going to be fighting Physical Fusion Zamasu on turn 3, right? So it's like, you know, if we're rocking double Broly and we can't even get it transformed Broly until turn 6, do we kill Fusion Zamasu before we even get Broly out? Like, that's a significant thing. That's why, like, I really do wish, like, Gogeta's is a little bit better because it is his 4th turn, but it's just turn 4. But I wish both Broly and Gogeta were just simply turn 4. That's it. No other restrictions, nothing. Just turn 4, you could transform if you want to, right? That's the way it should be with anniversary level characters. You know, the mythical long fights ain't coming, kids. Like, that shit is not happening. So it's like we need to be, you know, a little bit more geared into some of this. All right, so I guess, I mean, we have most of, just next to like LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, we have most of Broly's link set activated. Broly has Prodigies, Super Saiyan, Berserker, Shocking Speed, Prepare for Battle, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, right there. So obviously Berserker, I would say, is a pretty shitty link. I guess like running Broly's team though, like it's possible that we could actually activate that. Because remember, you can only transform with one Broly at a time. So it's like no matter what, we can only have one Broly transform, one Broly activate his, what is it called? It's the alternate dimension space. Like, only one Broly can do that at a time. So the second Broly, I mean, you might as well just pair the two of them together for all their links activated. Obviously, transformed LR Broly, defensively, he's going to be a different beast because he's guarding plus damage reduction. And then the second Broly, sitting there in slot 2, being able to attack several times, and then getting defense, like he should be a fairly capable defensive sort of slot 2 character. All right, so Broly comes in and he's just doing a lot of these like 11 millions, 8 millions and stuff like that. Remember that Broly is getting what? He gets 50% attack on super attack, 50% defense on 18 key super attack. He gets 50% defense for 4 turns from his 18 key super attack effect, and then 30% defense for the turn as well. And every super attack that Broly does, he does stack attack too. I guess even though Broly is not building up for a meaningful like a point to his attack stacking, he will get, I guess, so many attack stats that it's probably going to get him a lot of extra damage by the time we get to that final transformation of his. So, all right, let me just cut until our next rotation. Probably just keep the two Brolys next to each other, and then we'll see what Transform Broly is doing. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I had the, I just realized I had the intros off. I mean, I guess it's not the biggest deal ever. We'll get to it. But, yeah, no, damn, the intro's off. We can't do that. Gotta make sure to get it in here, huh? Okay. So, again, we're gonna pair the two Brolys next to each other here. Let's just look at their stats. So, here's the difference, the defensive difference we see right there. That's his 18 key super attack effect, which gives him 50% defense for 4 turns. So that's good to see right there. You know, just kind of like seeing one of those like that effect kind of just like in play right there. All right, so let's just have the two Brolys just kind of do their thing right here. And then we'll come back next turn. We'll be able to get the alternate dimension space and stuff like that. And we'll get into a lot of the showcases and stuff like that. Oh, you know what I should do? I should do the Int Golden Frieza video first. So we'll probably do this Broly video, probably do the Int Golden Frieza video, and then we're gonna get off to the races and see how Broly and Gogeta do in a lot of the content. I already did do the Gogeta Fusion Zamasu run, and it's like now like Dokkan for a couple of months now has given us really strong releases. Right, STR UI Goku. We're gonna have Broly, Chila, and Lemo in a couple of days. We had all the Attribute EZA characters. Like, they actually just gave us like 30 characters who are crazy or something like that. It might not be exactly 30, but 20 characters, 25 characters who are just like really nuts. We just pretty much all got, and it's a lot. It's a lot of these teams have now been buffed a lot. Like, there's a lot of like random like characters all over, you know, that we could use in a lot of these different squads. There's a lot of different setups and stuff like that. That's why I do like that at the moment Dokkan hasn't exploded like how difficult enemies are, but I mean, I have to imagine it's going to happen. Right, there's a normal right there. Remember that Broly, in terms of his base form and getting additionals, he gets 5 key, 100% attack and events, an additional super for 4 turns, right? You know, from his intro kind of like animation. Then he gets, what is it? An additional super as first or second attacker in the turn. And then he also gets an additional super. Doesn't he get one more? It's just like he the thing with Broly is he's going to be pumping out a ton of additional supers, right? Even in base and transformed, you're going to see him doing a lot. All right, let's just skip to the next turn. We'll be able to get the transformation with the dimensional distortion, all the good stuff. All right, well, this fight is good, but occasionally, you can get caught sometimes. We got caught, kind of on, like, the, off rotation, so don't mind me, I'm just gonna work my way back up to, the perfect thing is we got a beautiful opening rotation right here. We'll play this opening turn, and then we'll come back once we're ready to transform. I guess this time we'll transform with the, maybe my Broly in slot 1. We'll see. All right, so let's just go ahead and get these stats. Let's see how we're going to look. We got, you know, Frieza giving us the support. Again, I'll give Frieza kind of like his own video after we get done with this Broly video right here. Frieza is very good. Many anniversary ban units over the years have been very shit, and Frieza is not. So that's really good. That they actually gave us a monster Frieza, right? That's like really, really, really good. All right, there we go. There's 3 super attacks. Beautiful, beautiful. Yep, just keep going, Broly. Get us those super attacks. Get us the stacks. Show us the damage. All the good stuff. And then there's Broly with actual links up, right? Because obviously, remember, well, one thing that really would be a huge asset to the game that I really would like to see them do still is a same name linking update. I think would be just so clutch for this game, right? Being able to, you know, if you get, you know, leader plus friend lead, same rotation, you'd be able to actually do something about that, and they'd actually be able to link. It would just be so big, because it is such a common occurrence, I feel like, to see the leader plus a friend lead. Like, you get them same rotation essentially every single run. Like, every single time I do anything, like, I have the 2 characters fused at the hip that can't link together. It's just such a common thing. So all right, let's skip till the dimension distortion Broly turn. Alright, so we have the Broly transformation, we got the domain, we got all the good stuff, and then obviously now here is where things get very crazy. 600 just starting the turn out with that defense. That's pretty good. I mean, considering he's guard plus damage reduction, I mean, I definitely am not arguing at all that once this guy comes out, he's number 1, but I mean, there's still turns before this guy comes out. That's the concern. I can't imagine what boss is going to stop like these guys once they're together. The answer is I can't think of it. The answer is none. Zero bosses are gonna be able to like tear through like this rotation right here of like the double Brolys. So let's see, and then he hits just 24 million right there, and I mean he's just off to the races, right? It's just super after super after super, and it's not just like, okay, like he does damage where he's got high defense, because it's like, you know, again, he's guarding plus damage reduction. He's got the 26% damage reduction plus he's guarding. He's supporting. He's giving the extreme class allies 4 ki plus the 10% attack and defense, plus an extra 10% attack and defense for exploding rage or movie boss characters, right? He builds up the crit chance. He has 26% chance to crit on super, and then another 26% chance to crit on 18 ki super. It's just like a very strong package that Broly is bringing together right here, right? Like, that's like, yes, like when he transforms, there's not really too much that these bosses are going to be doing shit about it. And then look at this, like his 12, so his 18 ki super attack effect, he gets 50% attack and defense for 1 turn, right? His 12 ki super attack effect, he's getting 30% attack and defense for 1 turn, and then he's doing colossal damage to all enemies. I mean, there we go. Just his initial barrage, the AoEs, we got a lot of crits right there. Again, that was my Broly. And, like, you know, we're getting a lot of crits. We're getting the additionals. Like Broly is really good. I don't think Broly is overrated at all. I do think that he's going to be very, very strong. I'm going to just be very curious to see how, when we're kind of, like, running through a lot of these events and stuff like that, like, how Broly is going to do in kind of, like, the opening kind of, like, rounds. Broly is not going to be, like, the most important character a lot of times in some of these opening rounds of the fights against, like, Fusion Zamasu and stuff like that. I mean, obviously there's a fight like Omega where it's not going to matter, right? And Broly, I mean, Broly now has got to be... Is he better than LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku in the Omega fight? Broly? He probably is, huh? I feel like it's a discussion we could have, because Super Saiyan 4 Goku does have the heal, and he does have that defensive support, but, I mean, just the way Broly is going to decimate Omega towards the end, like, that is just going to be, you know, just, again, pure decimation. Broly seems ridiculous. You know, we've wanted a Broly for years now. I mean, essentially, it's been 6 years since we got Broly, and they gave us a really, really crazy Dokkan Fest LR Broly, so I think they did a really good job. So, let's get to it. Let's test Broly out. I think that maybe the very next video I might do is just go ahead and hop into Fusion Zamasu fight. I kind of want to see how Broly is just gonna do, right? Like, my hunger is right there right away. We're gonna jump into Fusion Zamasu with Broly, and then I'll do the Golden Frieza video after that. So let me know what you guys think of the God King Destroyer full power legendary Super Saiyan Broly, but